Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today in this video I'm going to show you a beautiful kurti neckline. So I'm going to start with marking my shoulders. So I have already made my shoulder for 6 inch and now I'm dividing it for the neckline like 2.5 inches, and from that 2.5 inches I'm going to take the depth of the neckline, which is going to fall like 6 inches from the top. And this is absolutely depends upon you. As much depth you want, you can keep the neckline. And now I'm just drawing a rectangle over here, and from this neckline I'm going to further go down from this point. So from the top, and I'll show you the length of the neckline. Okay, so again from the top of the shoulder I'm going to take little bit depth like 10 inches. Okay, and I'll be drawing a line over here. So again until this part you're going to have a patchwork kind of design. So I'll be cutting this out. So you'll be having a beautiful curved neckline shape from the 10 inch, and it's going to go all the way up like this. Okay, so from here to here it's going to measure like 4.5 inches. And now I'm be adding some piece of fabric over this point, a designer pleated fabric, and I'll be adding some beautiful pearl beads to that. And now I'm going to cut into that 10 inch of neckline. Okay, so little by little I'm going to cut into the exact shape of my neckline. And now you can see my neckline is done, and I'm going to add some interfacing to the neckline. So make sure that the folded edge of the neckline matches the folded edge of your interfacing canvas like this, and I'd be drawing the same. So just pin that in place little bit so that it should be secured in a place. So first pin that, and I'm going to draw the same on my interfacing canvas before cutting the neckline. To be in the safer side, you have to pin and then you're going to mark, and the third step you're going to cut into the neckline. So if you are beginners, definitely this will help you to get a very beautiful and neat neckline. So now you can see the neckline is secure just like that. I'm lifting that up and I'm just cutting on the exact marked line like this. So from the down I'm going to cut into my neckline like such. So again, take your interfacing canvas and you're going to leave a 1 inch of seam allowance all around the exact same neckline, and you're going to cut the same. So little by little I'm just cutting into the interfacing canvas to get a beautiful neckline like this. So once it's done, you're going to press this neckline on a piece of fabric and you're going to keep it aside. So now I took a long strip of fabric, and now at the exact folded edge I'll be marking this, so that if you want you can stitch on the line to make sure that both the piece is not moving from the place. So it's a long strip of fabric folded in half, and now over here I'm going to make a beautiful pleats like this, and I'll be pinning that in place. So this fabric is like a 20 inch in length, and which is folded in half, and I'm just making a beautiful pleats which goes under my neckline. So one by one I'm going to pleat that, and I'm be pinning that in place. So once I'm ready with my pleating, I'd be pressing that together. So I'm going to pleat the entire fabric like such. Make sure the length in between the pleats is going to remain the same. So you have to be cautious a little bit on that. Make sure that all the pleats going to measure the same length. So same like this, I'm going to pleat the entire fabric. So once it's done, now I'm just preparing my interfacing. So I have lined the interfacing on a piece of fabric, and I'm just sewing the outer edge of my interfacing like this, and then I'll be attaching this to my main fabric of my kurti. It's such a wonderful neckline. It just looks a very simple but very beautiful neckline. And now I'm just placing this interfacing canvas on my neckline, and I'm going to sew at the exact margin. So to make sure the stitch line, I have just pencil marked the stitch line where I'm sewing on my interfacing canvas, so that you can know where I'm exactly sewing on the canvas, because the thread is too light to see. So when you get into the turns, make sure that you put the needle in and lift your foot up, and then you're going to turn the fabric. I just repeat this in all my videos because it's a very important thing that you might miss. So when you're lifting the fabric, when you're turning the fabric without putting the needle in, for definitely you're going to go out of the place. You're not going to be in the exact track. So now once it's done, I'm going to cut into the pointy tip, and I'm going to make some notches all around my neckline like this. And once it's done, I'll be turning the interfacing, which is in the pretty side of the fabric, to the wrong side. And now you can see this. I'm just turning the interfacing to the wrong side of the fabric. So to the down part of my pleats, I'm just putting a stitch to secure all the pleats in place, and now you can see I have pressed that. It just came out really beautiful. I just took out all the pins, and now it's been secured. So now I'm just placing this pleated fabric underneath my neckline, and this pleated fabric should be underneath my neckline till like a 4.5 inches. So once I lay this, I'll be measuring that to check whether it's exactly like 4.5 inches, and exactly it's like 4.5. And now again I'm going to pin that in place, and I'm going to sew on the exact margin of the neckline, securing this pleats in place. So little by little I'm going to sew on the exact corner of the neckline like this. And once after sewing this, I'd be adding some beads and pearls to the outer edge of the same kind of neckline. That is, I'm going to give the bead shape on the exact shape of the neckline. So now I'm going to finish off the neckline. It just came out really nice. To enhance the beauty, I'll be adding a big beads in between the pleats. So I'm going to start from the one end like this and insert one bead, and you take the next pleat, connecting the first pleat and the second pleat together like this. Okay, now I take my next bead and then I'm going to go with the third pleats. So like this, I'm going to sew the entire pleated fabric to finish off the neckline. So little by little, slowly, I'm going to sew the entire neckline. And that's it, I'm done with the neckline. It just came out really nice. And this is the end result of my neckline. You can see how beautiful it is. So to the outer part of my neckline, I just given some pearls and the bead work, so that it's just going to give a beauty to the shape of the neckline. And hope you like this video, and if you like this video and if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't forget to hit on the thumbs up button below. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.